So I got some news for you guys today. Triumph is in development with a brand new Speed Triple RR. So they're trying to compete with the big boys now. Ducati has their V4R, BMW has their S1000RR, Honda's got their brand new triple quadruple R model, and now Triumph wants to compete with those guys. But the current Speed Triple RS only produces 178 horsepower. And I'm really curious to find out what their new sport bike is going to be like. The other news I got for you guys is that the Triumph Street Triple RS has been a little bit tweaked. I wouldn't call it revamped exactly, but I would call it tweaked. And the price has been increased a little bit, and I want to talk to you guys about that as well. So with that said, let's get on the road. We got a lot to talk about. So yes, the new Speed Triple Double R. And I think that's a tentative name. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll find out as the months go by. I do have a source, and he works, well, he doesn't work. He's the owner of a dealership. I'm not going to mention who it is. Maybe he wants me to tell you, maybe he doesn't, but I'll keep it to myself for now. But Triumph is working on 16 new models for the year 2022. Can you believe that? And amongst those 16 models, I believe a few of them are going to be off-road motorcycles. But getting into the superbike market, now that's completely different. I've never seen that from Triumph before. I think Triumph has been really inspired by the Street Triple RS's success, because when that came out, a lot of sport bike simps, such as myself, flocked to dealerships. Not only is this motorcycle super comfortable to ride, as I mentioned in all of my reviews, but it's a fantastic motorcycle for the track and for the street. A lot of torque, a lot of horsepower, and I think Triumph has been noticing that sales of these type of motorcycles are doing very well. And of course, Triumph has been noticing that the market for superbikes are doing very well as well. And Triumph is like the only company that doesn't have a superbike. So I think they're making the right move on doing it. But anyways, everybody's got a superbike, and now it's Triumph's turn to get a superbike, and I think they're jumping on the bandwagon. A couple of things I'm curious about. Is it going to have the creature comforts as the regular Speed Triple? As an example, is it going to have the cruise control feature? Is it going to have the heated grips? Because the Speed Triple has those, and that's one quality that makes it stand out amongst its competitors. The Ducati Street Fighter V4 and V4S doesn't have cruise control or heated grips as standard, but the Speed Triple does, and that's what makes it stand out in the marketplace. So if they can come out with a sport bike or a super sport bike or whatever you want to call it, and it has those two features, my eyebrow is going to get raised, and I might be tempted to get in on that offer, because I like those accessories. It makes more sense to get something like that. There are sport bike simps such as myself who primarily like the satisfaction and ownership of a sport bike, even though it's completely ridiculous, like my Yamaha R6. But I'd like to have it for the street. It's fun, it's exciting, it gives me a boost of testosterone every single time I ride it. The hair on my chest, even though I hate it, man, I hate chest hair, the chest on my hair grows every single time I ride that bike. You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole lot of fun. And this is why these motorcycles still exist, even though they're absolutely stupid for the street. The Street Triple RS that I'm riding right now is absolutely perfect for the street. And if you want to get even more perfect, then we're talking about bikes like the BMW GS series, which is upright. You can put stuff in the back, like your, I don't know, like passenger and bags and stuff, which is, I don't know, it's kind of like a dad bike. Just not into owning one. They're fantastic motorcycles, just not into owning one. I think for someone like myself, I consider myself a bit more sporty, and sport bikes are my happy place. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Are you kind of like a sport bike simp like myself? It's stupid to own, but it's so much fun to have, right? Do you agree or disagree? But I like the direction that Triumph is going, and I'm really hoping that this new, let's just call it Daytona, this new Daytona is going to give birth to a brand new Street Triple RS series. It's going to completely revitalize the whole Street Triple RS that everybody keeps making fun of, because for the last, I don't know, let's just say 10 years, okay? maybe it's less, but I'm just going off of a hunch here. Let's just say for the last 10 years that the Street Triple's body or frame or whatever you want to call it really hasn't changed at all, except for the front fascia, which some may like, some may not. And I've already talked about how I feel about it in several of my videos, which I couldn't care less about. It's in front of me, it's pointing straight, I can't see it, therefore it doesn't bother me. End of the story. God, I love the way this bike sounds. Just imagine a brand new Street Triple RS comes out in the year 2022. I'm just fantasizing here. And then 6 months later, they come out with a brand new Daytona. Oh my God. Can you just imagine that? A brand new style Daytona without all the carbon fiber pieces that are absolutely unnecessary, which is kind of like a big marketing gimmick if you ask me. If you remove all those carbon fiber pieces from the Daytona, you could easily shave off like $4,000 off that bike and sell it maybe $1,000 more than the Street Triple RS, only because it has plastic fairings. But yeah, anyways, that's another topic. But now let's talk about the brand new Street Triple RS that just came out, and I'm calling it brand new because it's the 2022 model. Just casually today, I was on Triumph's website doing some research and looking up some new information about the Street Triple RR, and I noticed that the Street Triple RS has got a little bit of a facelift, and it's not necessarily a physical facelift, it's more of a cosmetic facelift, meaning that they changed the color of the frame. The frame that I have now is silver, but the frame of the RS model is now red, which used to be the R model's frame color. So I'm not really sure if the R model still has the frame color or not, but now both the RS and the R model have the same frame color. Other changes about the Street Triple RS is the graphics. I think they added a graphics package. They're like streaks of gray on the front, streaks of gray on the side, and it has RS written on the tank, just like the new Speed Triple. I think they're trying to streamline everything. But to be honest with you, I liked the 2020 model when they first came out because they had two different colors, which was the black one, which is obviously not that popular, which I'll get into in a second, and then the silver with the red, which is the one I have right now. The silver with the red is my favorite by far. The red looks absolutely fantastic on the tank. It's obviously not paint because that would be super expensive, but it is a decal, and it's underneath the clear coat. So I'm curious to find out what the new 2022 is going to be like. Is it underneath the clear coat or is it not? Because that would make a whole lot of difference in the quality department. So the biggest news with the Street Triple RS for the 2022 model is that now they're charging you $13,085 if my memory serves me correctly. And for the black one, it's going to be the same as the 2020 model, and that's $12,800. What's up with that, Triumph? Like, just because you add some new graphics doesn't mean you can charge that much more. There's really no difference between the two, aside from the graphics. So that didn't make sense to me when I saw that. I don't know, between me and you, I don't think the $13,085 is justifiable. If they made some physical changes or gave it a little bit of extra or whatever, then I could understand, but changing out the graphics doesn't justify charging more money. Even though I have one, I think for new customers it's not fair to pay. But I guess in the last year or 2 years, Triumph has learned that the silver one is more popular, so they started charging more money for it. I always wanted to go into the shopping center. It's called Newport Center Fashion Island. Let's go in here and see what it's about. Anyways, guys, I'm not really that into shopping, unless we're talking motorcycles and Porsches. That's the extent of the shopping that I'm interested in. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed some of my opinions, and let me know down in the comments section if you agree or disagree with some of the things that I mentioned. I'm really curious and very excited that Triumph is coming out with a superbike labeled the Speed Triple RR. If that name wasn't already taken, if the double R wasn't already taken, it would have been cooler. But regardless, it's kind of their way of signaling that, hey, we got a sport bike coming. You better watch out, Ducati and Honda and everybody else. Yeah, as far as the Street Triple getting a minor facelift, let me know what you think about that as well as the price increase. Until the next video, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Ciao for now.